After 9 months, we finally meet. It's happening 7 a.m.-ish and my water just broke. I called my midwife and unfortunately our CH is still on diversion status, so I'm praying that there'll be a spot open for me. But either way, we gotta go to the hospital because I'm GBS positive, so it's happening. We're back home. No baby out yet. It was a false alarm. I'm just having some breakfast. I made some waffles and I have an egg, some dates, because I'm really hoping that this will help kickstart labor. My midwife actually recommended acupuncture, so we're gonna give that a try. I was able to find an appointment today, 4:30 p.m., which is amazing. I can't believe it. And a lot of times I'm just really grateful that although yes, maybe my expectations were not met, but God always has a better plan and I'm gonna trust in his timing. And it was still good that we went to the hospital because they were able to assess baby, assess me, and now I'm just reassured that baby is healthy, I am healthy, and we're just waiting. So maybe it all worked out. Also, traffic is absolutely awful. The hospital was still on diversion status, and it's making us feel like maybe we are best to go with another hospital that's a bit closer by. I don't know. It's definitely already not going to our plan, but we already expected that. So yeah, just going to continue waiting. And I feel baby moving. She's moving a lot. She's moving regularly. Her heartbeat was normal. And everything's good. I was told that acupuncture will kickstart my labor, but it didn't happen right away. Then 2 days later, close to midnight, I went back to the hospital because this time my water did actually break. Immediately had to get an IV put in because I was GBS positive and needed to receive antibiotics. It took a while because I had to get poked 4 times. They couldn't insert it properly. I needed to get induced right away, but no hospital beds were available. After waiting many hours, I was ultimately sent home and had to come back the next morning for another round of antibiotics. We prayed that a hospital would be available the next morning. But come next morning, the hospital still had no beds available, so I stayed there for another few hours. I had to be on fetal monitoring the whole time. Didn't get much sleep for the last 2 days and also didn't eat much. Midwife was calling all the hospitals to see which hospital had space. Finally, we received news that one hospital had space. But the bad news was that my midwife would not be able to be at my birth at this hospital because she didn't have privileges. I was devastated and cried. We were forced to make a tough decision. Do we stay at this hospital and risk waiting even longer? Or do we leave and go to the other hospital, but then my midwife could not come with me? After much prayer, we decided it was best for baby's health to go to the other hospital and not wait any longer for me to be admitted and induced. I was so worried at this point. We drove 40 minutes to the other hospital in the pouring rain and I felt so miserable the whole time. We had never been to this hospital before. Thankfully, we found the entrance right away and I was immediately admitted. The hospital was expecting me and everything was already ready. I was shocked at how big this room was, and my husband even had a whole single bed. I ended up staying here for 5 days before getting discharged. I experienced a really rough birth with a long labor and needed extra time for recovery. I was so hungry at this point because I didn't eat all day. So happy the hospital food had arrived, and it actually tasted pretty good. After eating, I was induced with Pitocin and they slowly upped the dosage. At first, I didn't feel the contractions, but then the contractions soon started and the pain increased gradually. Baby was sunny side up still, so I did my best to walk as much as I could despite the pain, to try to get baby into optimal position. These clips were secretly recorded by my mom. I'm so grateful to have my mom by my side, and my husband was really my rock and did everything he could to comfort and encourage me. I wondered if I could do an unmedicated birth, but the pain was just too intense, so I got everything that I could possibly have gotten, including laughing gas, epidural. We tried the bath, and I was still not dilated enough. I was told that if it continued, I would need to get a C-section, but then somehow from 3 centimeters, I went all the way to 10 centimeters and was ready to push. During pushing, it was really difficult because baby was not in the optimal positioning. I was given the option to get an episiotomy and forceps. Interventions I really dreaded, but I had labor for so long and I really didn't want to go for a C-section. And we decided to go for it.
With the first try, baby was not doing well. I was told that if the second try didn't work out, then I would have to go C-section. I used all my might and prayed so hard, and it worked.
You were born this morning at around 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And now it is
15 hours ago.
about nighttime, so that's been 15 hours. Yeah. Daddy's the one holding the phone and filming this. We love you so, so much.